So I don't want to overplay this and I don't want to downplay this whatsoever at all. But the system update is for mid-August. It should be around the time of the Tanabata or whatever they renamed that celebration. And again, if you're hearing this and you're like Tanabata, you're new to Dokkan, it's basically another massive celebration that's going to be coming after this that's on the same par as this celebration, the Global Dokkan celebration, and also the 10-year anniversary. Their words. But in my words, you should be hitting that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications. If you haven't done that, if you have, and you're already doing all that stuff, I see you. I appreciate you 100%. But if you ain't, do it and be a part of the channel. What is wrong with you, man? Listen, mid-August, Tanabata, whatever they rename it, I'm expecting from this one because, again, they are talking about version updates, and for some devices may experience lower app performance. Listen, like normally this ain't really nothing new on this part because normally at a certain point they'll be like, all right, we're about to do a big update and this version of iOS and Android won't work anymore or something like that. And they'll just get rid of that. So I'm not necessarily really worried about that too much. My biggest thing from this is that this game was a game that came out in 2015. It's 2025. There's a lot in this game that hasn't been talked about enough and been worked on enough that really needs to change. Like we've already got, updated sprites and stuff like that. We got battle animation. We even got new battle motions and all that stuff in game, all that good stuff. We got a facelift when you go into, bubble pop. Okay. This game was definitely probably being developed in either 2013 or 2014, probably both. And it came out in 2015. Like, the day, so listen, I'm gonna take you back to the 10-year anniversary. You remember when we got that roadmap, and at that point on one spot, it was like data download, and really we've been getting the same data downloads, like nothing's really changed with data downloads. I'm expecting some optimization that would actually help with that one, and they even said that at that point. And I was like, oh, we could get something that could like have the file size for Dokkan, a lot smaller, compress it a little bit, take advantage of the SSDs and all that stuff and new technology in your phones currently right now. They need to do this. And this could be what I'm hoping for and what we get right here. And like I said, I don't want to overhype it and I don't want to downplay it because again, this is going to be a, notice that they're giving way ahead of time in a big celebration currently right now when they know a lot of people that are going to pop in and see that new on Dokkan. They're going to see this and they're going to be like, was my phone old? Nah, I ain't. My phone's not old. I don't need to. But for the ones that do have an older phone and stuff like that, listen, you can get around that. If you have a laptop or a computer or something like that, you can just download an emulator like BlueStacks or Nox, something like that you can throw your account on, and then basically get around that. That way, whenever you do finally get and a new phone or something like that, you can just slap it back on there, and then you're good. But listen, I'm expecting. I should taper my expectations, but I'm expecting to see something with the HDR animations because we still don't have that. And you look at other games that came out, stuff like that, and they have very good art. The Dokkan has very good art. Like if you only see the art that's in Dokkan and that's it with the LRs and stuff like that, and you don't see the quality of the actual 4K renders that are on X and stuff like that all the time to get like tweeted out for new cards and everything. If you don't ever see that, then you don't necessarily know how good the actual arts really look. And to be fair, I would personally love to see all the updated art in the game with HD textures and stuff like that. And again, with a file size that from a data download could help quite a bit on that. Because like I said, this game was developed probably 2013, 2014, somewhere around there, around the bubble popping era of Candy Crush. And if you like Candy Crush, what the hell is that? We're not even going to discuss that. But at around that time. So it's just the game necessarily really hasn't evolved all that much from where it was beforehand. And this could be something that could like actually like bring it and make it a little more modern because you got to remember the Dokkan 2.0 that we got. It sort of does make Dokkan feel a lot modern than it was before, even though we've all necessarily got pretty much used to all the battle motions and all this stuff and seeing everything now. Like if you go back and look at the older build of the game of last year and stuff like that, you'll realize like, damn, man, it really did look ancient at that point. And again, these data downloads and stuff like I feel the same way. Like your file size that you see in your phone being whatever many gigs right now. And some people I've seen in the comments before and even on live streams complain about it like, yo, like this game's taking up a lot of space, bro. Like it's not optimized well. And this could be a situation where they might start to actually optimize the game a lot better and actually, compress that file size in your phone, which is something that again I've necessarily been looking for, and not even just for like when you put on like the surveys and stuff like that, where you're like, oh, I need to see this unit and that unit. We need this in the game, that in the game. Like so a lot of the things that I'll usually say is sort of improvements to the system and how the game sort of works, flows, and all this stuff. And that's what I'm hoping that we get out of this one with another, major necessarily update that we're really going to need that actually is necessary in the game. So, like I said, I don't necessarily want to downplay it and I don't want to like hype it out to be this might be the biggest thing that happens, but for them to give this big of a notice beforehand, while we're in a major celebration and be like before another major celebration is something that should be noted. It definitely should be noted here, and hopefully we can get a couple of things that I've said in this one in here and be surprised about. Like I said, if like I like damn the units and stuff like that. If I see some technical stuff pop in the Dokkan and they're like, yeah, we're updating this, updated and like card art animation to HD in game would be next level, especially if the data download was like, oh yeah, we're compressing it, like the file size is going to go down. Like it's more optimized so you don't get like when they have big sort of data downloads when it's like 500, 600, whatever it is at times, it's not going to be like that. Maybe like the big ones would be maybe like 100, 150, and that would be like optimized well, especially when you come to a big celebration where you're going to get a whole lot of like files and stuff like I put in. Also, a thing that I need to mention at the end of this one is with these, data downloads and stuff like that. And I made fun of how, leakers and stuff like it can basically see a lot more and see into part two when they put things in because where they think that I guess the community is dumber when we're technically really getting smarter and smarter. I could see something in there where they might start to protect the data downloads a little bit more because let's be honest, Dokkan has been getting leaked early this whole year, like early, bro. Like I wouldn't be upset necessarily about it, but hey, like especially if it took them a little bit longer to get leaks out because, they had to get through so much to get there and find it. But like I said, if it's something that necessarily helps Dokkan, I'm cool with it. You can let me know in the comment section below some of the things that you would necessarily like to see, just even if it is for a mock or something like that, like what you would like to actually see from one of the next big updates in Dokkan. Because like I said, HD arts is one of the things for me. Data downloads is definitely one of the big things for me. And that would probably be system wise. Two of the only ones I can necessarily think of out on the top of my head currently right now. So let me know in the comment section below. You guys have a little more time to brainstorm than I do because I'm just saying it right now. Let me know down there. But other than that, have an awesome day / night. Happy Frieza Friday. I forgot. You thought I was gonna forget Frieza Friday. You thought, didn't you? You thought. Don't lie. But I'm out. Peace.